Hello friends and potential friends. Well, I showed you the pork loin that I got the other day. Be honest, I bought that just to make the video. I've got several of them in the freezer already. And I found this one from October of 2021. So it's about 4 years old in the freezer. Still in good shape. And I'm going to make the simplest meal I can come up with this thing. Basically a pork roast and vegetables. I've got my Instant Pot out here. That's what's going to be doing all the work. You could do the same thing in a regular pressure cooker, but you'd probably have to pay a little bit more attention to it than I have to. I get to just punch a button and then relax for a while. Let the Instant Pot do the work. But I've got my pork roast, roughly 3 pounds. Let's put that down into the Instant Pot and set it on the saute setting. And turn it on. The first step in this might be the most important. I put it on the saute setting so that it'll get good and hot in there. And what I'm going to do is go around and I'm going to sear all the outside edges of that pork loin. And the reason for that is that will help to keep some of the moisture in the meat. Like I mentioned in the first video, the biggest problem with using these pork loins is that if you overcook them, they tend to dry out on you. And you don't want that. So we'll let that one come up to heat a little bit, start simmering. I can hear it already. And I see a little bit of smoke coming out of it. But it's going to take a few minutes. So let me shut this off until we get heated up a little bit. Well, it's heating up pretty good. Now I just have to manipulate it so that I sear the entire outside of the pork roast. Basically, I'm just using the Instant Pot as a frying pan right now. And it doesn't take long. I want to sear the entire outside so I can keep as much moisture inside as possible. Got to get these sides too. Basically, just takes a couple of minutes. A little bit of time on each side. Don't want to burn anything. And there we have it. Turn that off. Put it up to the pressure can, or pressure setting. Now I just add a couple of cups of water to it. Doesn't have to be covered. Just want to make sure I've got enough in there to keep it nice and moist. lid on. Yeah, check the seal first. That's one thing I've learned with these Instant Pots. You always want to check that seal before you crank it up. And now we need to do some time. And I'm going to do 45 minutes. Put it on start, and then I get to walk away for a while. Okay, the time just went off. Now I have to do a quick release. So I need to release the pressure, because if I let it do a slow release, it'll keep cooking that pork in there. And I don't want it to get overdone. So cover up your ears. Okay, pressure's down. The indicator is dropped. Should be safe to open. Oh, and that looks good. Let me show you that. Looks good. Now, while I was waiting for that to cook, I cleaned up some veggies. Let's see how many of these I can stuff in here. There's a couple of sweet potatoes, a couple of white potatoes, some broccoli, and some carrots. And I just pile it all up inside on top of the pork. Check the seal again and put the lid back on. See if that thing will go down. Now I need 10 minutes. And start again. Just pile the veggies in on top of the pork. Cook it for another 10 minutes. That'll finish cooking the pork, which frankly looked like it was about ready. And it'll also steam those veggies I just threw in there. Well, that's 10 more minutes under pressure. Once again, I have to do a quick release to release all the pressure. So cover your ears. And there goes the pressure indicator. All we have to do now is unload the Instant Pot and then eat. Broccoli looks good. Carrots are well steamed. In fact, they're going to fall apart on me probably. White potatoes are done. Almost overdone, actually. Sweet potatoes are done. Now let's see if I can get that meat out of there. That looks good. Okay, let me finish this up and I'll show you the final product. Well, that turned out good. Still pretty moist. All the veggies are cooked well. That's supper. Incidentally, while the veggies were cooking, I mixed up a little batch of sausage and mushroom gravy, put over the taters, and in case I needed it on the pork. And in doing that, I used up the last of my sausage. So I guess you'll be getting to see how I make sausage out of pork loins pretty soon. But for right now, I'm gonna go eat. And I'll see you next time.